I must make you wonder. Don't you worry about me. I don't wanna hurt you. I just wanna love you. We can start it over. Come on, be my lover. You will be my danger. Let me be your stranger. I must make you woman. Don't you worry about me. I don't wanna hurt you. I just wanna love you.
Holy shit, right out the gate. Megan Easton, thank you for gifting 5 OB memberships. Oh, my dog. Oh, my Hoogan. Thank you so much, Megan. Oh, look at you with your precious little face. You look just like your father. You got none of your mother's genes, and I'll see her in court.
We can start it over. Come on, be my lover. You will be my danger. Let me be your stranger.
By the way, if you like this hot jam, this hot mix-up called When the Cocaine Was Pure, White People Had Rhythm, you can thank a ribbit. Libido, Baby Fish Mouse sweeping the nation. Girl, you are dancing.
Let's take a relaxing break and leave cyber stress behind. Come with me.
By the way, I'd like to announce that I am being petty, and this entire intro, you know, some people speak through music. I speak through old videos I find on YouTube.
To a clearing, a stream, a mountaintop, and finally to outer space.
It tells a story.
At each stop in our journey, I will share with you methods that may help.
Oh, Comrade Daniel, it's so nice to see you are not compromat. Look at that hat, boy. You look beautiful. Melissa, Ernie, hello, everybody. Hello, Mary Malarkey. Tonight is the night we're going to learn some cool things about the guy named Hank Brennan. But for now, sit back and release your cyber stress.
Let's take a relaxing break and leave cyber stress behind.
Ah.
Come with me to a clearing, a stream, a mountaintop, and finally to outer space.
We're lost in space.
At each stop in our journey, I will share with you methods that may help you relieve the physical and mental stress that comes from long hours at your computer.
Mm-hmm.
Feel your serpent within, suspended now.
You gotta get that snake, ladies. You gotta grip that snake. Get in there, grip that snake. You've been at your desk all day. You've got a snake inside of you. Squeeze it.
Between the sky and the earth, and imagine your favorite mountain. Could be a hill.
Do you have a favorite mountain? If you do, please tell me what it's called. Me personally, I don't.
Any high place where you like to be. Around.
Oh, never mind. High. That's my answer.
Around and around and around. Now reverse it. Coming in, in. Tickling is a wonderful way to relieve tension.
Tickle yourself. Listen, if you don't want to feel anxious and tense, get tickled. I have to be honest with you, kids. I don't want to shit you. You're my favorite turds. This is horrible advice. Don't tickle me if you want me to relax. I don't know what this dumb bitch is talking about. I still like her, though. You better put on socks. You better put on socks. Don't you? Isn't it calming? Melissa, where did you get that laptop? Did you steal it from the Best of the Buys? Hell yeah. Nothing, we're just relieving internet stress. I've carefully curated my story of my day for you all. There's a snake in my boot.
I thank you for moving with me.
Concrete jungle, wet dream tomato. I love her.
From place to
Thank you for
place.
reminding me of that.
I hope you will continue to
Please tell us your favorite mountain in the comments. Mount Jasper, says Ernie.
visit these places and incorporate them
Nice.
into your workday. And remember, relax, take breaks. Relax, take breaks. Relax.
Okay, but I'm
take breaks.
Bitch, I am.
Relax.
Girl.
Take breaks.
Okay, you don't need to say it that. Like, she's talking to me like I'm fucking talking to me like I'm Matt Damon in Good Will Hunting, and she's She's just like, it's not your fault. And I'm like, no, it is. And give me the hammer because I hate the internet. I didn't mean that. I didn't mean that, internet. Listen, I didn't. Sometimes Bob says things when he's tired. Listen to me. I didn't mean what I said about you, internet. You gave me VCR party. I could never hate you. Thank dog. I remember picking this one specifically.
Self-defense means meeting violence with violence.
I am the moon now. Damn it, AJ, you strangled your snake too hard and now it's dead. Damn it. Breathe in with the angels and out with the demons. Please do it. Please do it in space. Yes, I slept for 5 hours and then I was awoken by my own fucking thoughts.
All else is folly.
I'll just bring Paul over here. We had the Adam's apple.
Thank you, Paul.
The hand makes a circle and chops into that brainstem.
This is our amen. You know how at church they go, amen. Ours is, thank you, Paul.
It's a knockout point. Thank you, Paul. I come right in and attack the Adam's apple. Thank you, Paul. So you poke from here right into the eye. Thank you, Paul. I hit him, comes flying back. If I miss, into there. Thank you, Paul. As you can see, there's a lot of force. Thank you, Paul. And we're squeezing hard behind the windpipe. Thank you, Paul. I follow through with the strike. Thank you, Paul. Wham, like that. Thank you, Paul. Kick like that. Thank you, Paul. Coming right down on the skull. Thank you very much, Paul. 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 Out of that circle.
By following McSweeney's self-defense, you're going to be able to maintain a strong, healthy body and to protect it throughout your entire lifespan.
They are hiding.
Or until you become disabled or fragile and weak.
If you become fragile and weak, you have not been doing your dance kinetics. Grounded.
We are flaming dragon. We are flaming dragon.
This is me today. This is me today. This is me today.
And let me tell you something, shitbird. I've never even heard of your little agency. Because we kill him.
This is Last Grossman. Who is this?
That's Andy.
This is Flaming Dragon.
Okay, Flaming Dragon. Fuckface. First,
that's me.
Take a big step back.
I am Tom Cruise.
And literally fuck your own face.
I did not.
I don't know what kind of pan-Pacific bullshit power play you're trying to pull here, but Asia Jack is my territory. So whatever you're thinking, you better think again. Otherwise, I'm going to have to head down there, and I will rain down on a godly fucking firestorm upon you. You're going to have to call the fucking United Nations and get a fucking binding resolution to keep me from fucking destroying you. I am talking scorched earth, motherfucker. I will massacre you. I will fuck you up.
Yeah, dude.
Did you find out who that was? Yeah.
Find out who that was. Oh, God, this movie's so good. This is me. This is me all day at my desk. Oh, my God.
Les Grossman.
Oh, this is going to be great.
Money yet.
This is going to be
Price
so
now 100 million. You pay now or tomorrow's time.
Great.
Hell yeah.
Let me get this down.
It's the best.
100 million. Oh, wait. I got a better idea. Instead of 100 million, how about I send you a hobo's dick cheese? Then you kill him. Do your thing. Skin the fucking bastard. Go to town, man. Go to town.
No.
In the meantime, and as usual, go fuck yourself.
No. We don't negotiate with terrorists.
Yes, dude.
Whoa,
Yes, dude.
Hey,
We
are
don't
you
negotiate with
insane?
terrorists.
No, I thought it was good.
I would
They're
like to go back because I really love the golf clap and I love how they go, no, that was good.
No.
That's
We
you
don't-
guys. That's all of you.
Don't negotiate with terrorists.
Whoa. Hey, are you insane?
No, I thought it was good.
They're going to kill him.
And then it.
All right.
What a great.
Well,
Okay.
over the
Okay,
course of
let's pause it. I don't want to talk to you kids. I want to talk to you kids. So today, here's what I'm doing. Let me pop myself up here. Today, not that serious. We're not going to be here too long, but Papa Bob has been going through trying to find as much on Brennan as I can that's on video. Now there is a ton, believe it or not, of written documentation that Brennan exists and that Hank Brennan is in fact a man, and that Hank Brennan does law things. And that's cool. That is very cool. He does the boring things that no one ever knows. I'm so sorry. He does law. And he he flip-flops. He's a little flip-flopper. He goes between defense, prosecution. He represents all kinds of different people, but oddly enough, the biggest gangsters in the world and the government. And it's very strange because so rarely do you see like a Better Call Saul Slippin' Jimmy type who, oddly enough, does kind of sound a little bit intelligent at times. That's spooky dookie. He has made some concise statements, some pretty goddamn good arguments in the past. But the thing about when he represented the biggest fish of them all, Mr. Whitey Bulger, Mr. Whitey James Bulger. This isn't brand new info, Clam, but there's just, I'm going to show you some cool stuff that I don't know if you've seen. I know that under some of these videos, there are already Karen Reed comments, but they're like 2 months old. I haven't really seen, I mean, maybe I missed it. I don't know. I don't watch everybody's shit, but I may have, I don't know if anybody's played any of these on their channel, to be honest, but I may have gone a little bit over the deep end looking up Hank, and I just was reading so much about him and getting very overwhelmed that I ended up watching The Departed like 3 times, all in the last like month. And then I started looking into Whitey's case, and then I started, just consulting with the minions. I started looking into the Vanderbilt archives. What exists of him on the telly? What existed of him in interviews? Namely, I wanted to go through different judicial court cases and see if I could perhaps purchase, especially arguments in front of a Supreme Courts, if I could purchase anything or maybe just find any fucking film of him within a courtroom practicing his profession of law. That's pretty hard in Massachusetts. They make it really difficult in some cases. However, after scanning around the internet, I found that there are some pretty good archivists who put quite a bit on YouTube. And there are some really fucking old videos of Hank doing his thing. I don't like Whitey Bulger, but I like the case. Let me tell you something. If you've seen The Departed, that's it. It is the government who has an informant, and the informant is the leader of the mafia. And not just any mafia, those old potato famine fuckers. I'm just kidding. The Irish. Yes, the Irish. I could say potato famine fuckers, right? Someone's going to get pissed. It doesn't matter. I know that Melissa loves the famine. Anyway, he's a potato fucker. He's the Irish mobster guy. He's the biggest dude. And then he's fucking pulling rank and being an informant. He's saying, kill this guy. What do you want, your period? And he's drinking cranberry juice. No, he's ridiculing people for drinking cranberry juice. Look, Marky Mark was in it. I don't know if any of that is entirely accurate, but I know some of it is. So I started looking into it. And I've told you guys about how you watched it yesterday. So he would be Jack Nicholson. That's simple. He's Jack Nicholson. Now, as I start going through it, and again, I'd been going through it for a while, but I'm kind of like learning about a lot of the outer workings of the Karen Reed case. Yes, I watched the trial. Did I watch all of it? No, it was boring. But other parts that were not boring were insane. And then I was like, okay, well, now I got to watch the boring parts. And then I got obsessed with the select board. And then I got obsessed with trying to find Chloe, which I'm on to some things, and we'll talk about it later. And I don't know if I'm ever going to find her, but it would be cool if 1 or 2 things I thought of maybe helped. But let's be honest, she's probably in the canyon. So the point is, I start watching a lot of stuff like super recently that are like news articles and things that are specifically pulled from the trial and interviews with people who testified against Whitey and were in his gang. People who were the victims of Whitey's fucking revenge or anger, or just because he, someone farted near him or they put too much dressing on his salad. Like, he was a brutal dude and he'd kill anyone for anything, and he was kind of crazy. This guy made one of his gang members kill his own girlfriend, Adriana style. Like if you ever saw The Sopranos, Chris, Adriana, that's big. Christopher. That's basically what he did, but in an apartment. And I don't remember if he used a hammer or not, but I know that he broke her neck or something. And it's pretty messed up. And he made him do it to his own like girlfriend or fiance or something. Like he's like, nope, you do it. Whitey was a sick fuck. And he would literally make you kill like your own kid. He didn't give a shit. Lady of the Dunes, a lot of people still maintain Whitey Bulger. One of the reasons that UFC was created and brought to Vegas by, what was it, Dana White's his name? Whitey Bulger. You don't believe me? Look it up, kids. Whitey Bulger's gang members went into his gym, tried to shake him down. He said, nah, fuck that. They're going to beat my ass and I don't want to give him my money. So he took off. And he said, I'm going to Vegas. I'm going to start the UFC with all my money. That's insane. Whitey Bulger lived next to, what's his name? Chris Matthews. He's the guy, he does like late night correspondent, or he did late night correspondent work on, I want to say MSN before Rachel Maddow a few years ago. So that, yeah, Melissa, okay. Yep. That's The Departed, hon. How about them? Anyway, she's so funny. She's just like me. So basically, I don't even remember what I was talking. Melissa, you trip me out. Sometimes I read your shit and it's like I'm Men in Blacking myself. I don't know how you do this to me. The point is, we're gonna watch a bunch of Whitey Bulger and Hank Brennan stuff, because what was really fucking crazy about him is that this dude, he lived next to Chris Matthews growing up, and then moved across the country when he was running from the FBI. Like he took off. They couldn't find him. They were looking for him because he broke proto. And you can't break proto when you're an informant. And he just didn't want to get murdered, but he didn't want to pay his dues. He didn't want to keep talking to the cops. So he skips the country. Now the cops keep trying to play it down like, nah, no, he didn't. He didn't work for us. Prove it. And that's kind of fucking crazy, because like there was a massive paper trail, some say, and there were a lot of witnesses, and there's burner phones. There's all sorts of things in this trial. It's got everything. So when Whitey Bulger did finally get caught, guess who his neighbor was on the other side of the country? Thank you, Paul. So are people. Okay, here we go. So thank you, Paul. What we're going to do is we're going to learn just a couple things. Whitey Bulger, by the way, died in prison. He got the shit beat out of him for being a fucking dickhead. Oh my God, Nick Rocco, listen to me. I've been trying to contact you all day. You know how we've been working together to write those jokes. I will end everything right. Not like that. I'll fucking drop all this Whitey Bulger, Hank Brennan shit like a bad habit if you come on the street. You don't even have to show your fucking face. Just get up here. Let's talk. You know what would make Auntie really crazy, Nick Rocco? You know what would make... She's not. She's fucking not. She's absolutely not. I'm glad you brought that up. Next time. No, listen. Nick Rocco, I'm going to let him know. Why don't you come up here and let him know he's not funny? Why don't you come up here right now and let him know? Let him know he's not funny. How about that? Hi, Satan. Hello, devil. I'm so glad you're here. I need you to instruct Nick Rocco right now. Buddy, listen, pal, buddy, Nicholas Rockostopoulos. Nicholas Rockstar. Fuck Hank Brennan. You represent everyone. Come here. Click that little link right there. Because let me tell you something. The last thing Aunt Deb wants is for you to talk to me. Because let me tell you something. Aunt Deb doesn't know we've been talking. Aunt Deb has no idea I've been writing these jokes, even though he constantly accuses me of writing her jokes. Do you understand that? So all I'm saying is, just click that link right there. Here, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pop you up another one because I took it down. I don't know how to bring it back up. Nick Rocco, come here. Let's just freak out Auntie. You guys peer pressure Nick Rocco into that. Someone go threaten Nick Rocco right now. He did. He murdered Deb the hussy. You're absolutely right. He did. Nick, I got some thoughts on some things that you could say. Nikki help Nikki help Benson. Nikki, I'm injured, Nikki. Listen, Hank is he's an idiot. He doesn't know what he's fucking. No, he's actually pretty fucking smart. He had a really good thing going with the Whitey case because all he had to do was rail against the government and be like, you're a liability, and basically constantly harangue them for fucking up and making this violent guy a part of their overall corruption. He basically got to scream at the Massachusetts government for being corrupt while representing the most corrupt gangster in history. Well, I would say in the top 5. So it's kind of a unique position because no matter how he argues, like Whitey's going to prison, so he can say whatever the fuck he wants. So what's his defense? Let's do a little reverse psychology and let's just tell the government, fuck you, go to hell. You don't run me. Do you remember that old guy we watched who's like, don't trust your government? Like that was Brennan. All he did for the whole trial was complain about the government. All he did was call the Commonwealth corrupt over and over again and explain how badly they fucked up, how corrupt they are, why they have a culture and a history of covering up for each other, how because of them, Whitey Bulger was able to go free all those years, and it was fucking on them. And he basically called them out while acknowledging, yeah, this guy's a fucking prick. He killed a lot of people, but also you fucked up and you're the government. Where the fuck were you? And that's like a really good argument, right? But he also was like, and therefore give him bail. Like, no, he's not gonna get bail. He's just enough. Oh my God. Nicholas?
Can you hear? Hello?
Hello, Nicholas.
Oh, hold on. I'm trying to hook these up to my headphones. Hold on.
And you take your time. Look, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna pop us up here. Listen, Aunt Deb. What a whore.
I don't know if these died.
It's okay. It's okay if they died. Listen to me. This is her worst nightmare right now. Do you understand? She's fucking sweating. She's listening to us right now. She had no idea that did Mike tell you? Did Papa Uncle Mike tell you? I've been looking for you, Nick Rocco. I've got jokes for you, Nick Rocco. I've got things that will hurt Deb so fucking bad, like she ate a hot chip. Do you understand?
Yeah, see, that's the thing. I don't have much for him. I'm working just a little bit at a time, trying to get to him.
Nicholas, hit me up with the email. I'm gonna send you a dossier. Do you understand that I've been watching Deborah for months?
I don't see. I'm not on Twitter, so I can't. I don't know what he says over there on Twitter. I just stay on Facebook in the justice group. That's where mainly I do my stuff. But
because you're a justice warrior, Nick. You care about justice. Do you understand? Deb's over here trying to get what's an RT anyway? Like, what is that? It's nothing. Deb's trying to get RTs, trying to get fucking little hearts.
His chat hypes him up too much. Goes right to his big head.
Bunch of yes men.
Or should I say her big head? I don't know.
A bunch of her, him. You know, what are we even talking about here? This fucking twinks over here twerking on Twitter. Fucking what an get a fucking job. You're a mother. Yeah. Yeah, you're a fucking mother.
Well, that's the thing. You know, you really can't trust someone who has multiple personalities, and he shows us every time. Every time he goes on a live stream, he shows us many of his personalities. I think that come out. So you never trust someone like that. You can't trust someone like that. You don't know who you're gonna get. You might get Brian Albert one morning. Next morning you get Cher. I mean, you can't trust a hoe like that.
Did you just quote 303 at me, Nick Rocco? First of all, Cher on Twitter is insane. Have you ever seen Cher on Twitter?
No, I stay off the Twitter machine. It's vile out there. I let everyone. There's a lot of people out there that go back and forth. It's too much.
Oh no, they're all respectful, nice, wonderful individuals. They've never done anything wrong in their life. They're the best. No. Listen, Cher on Twitter is a lot like your aunt because she will one moment Cher is tweeting at Gene Simmons. Remember when we had sex in 1986? And it's like, Cher, everyone can see you. And then she tweeted at Keisha, who are you? Like, that is Aunt Deb.
That reminds me of Auntie Deb, though.
It is.
Very, very similar personalities.
It is.
And then you know what pisses me off about him?
You know what? Go off.
I'm gonna give you singing, right? He starts singing. Like, obviously he's a good singer, but he'll just do it in the background, like no one's listening to him. It's like, we all hear you, bro. He's trying to show off. That's what he does. And then he was supposed to go live tonight. I was gonna talk a little shit to him, and then he cancels. He said he had too much stuff to do. Too much stuff. I said, what does a single gay guy with no kids have to do?
When are you getting married and making us some babies?
Right?
When are you gonna do it, Deborah? Yeah, she's out there being a whore. She's crab crawling all over the fucking town right now. You know that she's
trying to say I disappeared at the fundraiser for 10 minutes, and that's where she got the crabs. I didn't disappear nowhere.
No, you didn't. I saw you on film the whole time. Mrs.
Right,
Parks
exactly. Everything was documented.
All of it. Miss Parks had a camera in her bra. I had one. I had a dossier in Nurse Kim's bag. Everything was wired and bugged by me. I heard it all. I saw it all. The only person who disappeared at that fundraiser was Aunt Deborah.
That's right.
And Aunt Deborah,
she left alone. Jimbo disappeared, and then we received Aunt Deb for a showdown.
Mm-hmm. And did you see she's doing this? What do you think of this raffle, Nick Rocco? What do you think it's missing?
Oh, what Auntie Deb's been doing?
Yeah, what can we do to fix it? What can we do to make it better? Maybe add you in it? Maybe what if you do an insult comic thing? What if Nick Rocco will call your house? No, Nick Rocco will call your enemies and tell them to fuck off. Something like that.
I think Auntie Deb needs to stop going to yard sales and getting whatever he can and start upping the antes a little bit, you know?
Stop going to the fucking
you know, maybe like I don't know, 2019 Bruins signed hockey stick, or what else? Trips to Italy or like Florida.
Italy?
Or like, yeah, we did 2 of those.
Wait, y'all did that? Y'all gave me trips to Italy?
Yeah, two trips to Italy. No, airfare wasn't included, but it was like a 14-night stay up in the mountains in Italy.
That's
it's
hey,
wild.
you want to go to New Zealand, but you have to pay for the fucking flight.
Yeah, we'll give you the place to stay.
That's a great package, Nick. That's a great idea.
For $30, someone won for $30. They won a trip to Italy.
That's fucking awesome, dude. Was it Rita? Did you send Rita to Italy, and did she take a camera?
She didn't win. I forget who won, honestly. That was in the beginning of when the first trial started. But yeah, I mean, the people really just in the justice group, you know, they would message me and be like, I have all these places. We did St. Thomas, Florida. Florida we did, I think, 2 or 3 times. We did North Carolina, Myrtle Beach. We did twice to Italy. I believe New Hampshire once or twice. I mean, we were given trips left and right, not 1969 newspaper articles.
Yeah, you got to get him a trip to the barber because fucking Deb needs a fucking haircut. Get a haircut.
I'll cut his hair. He just won't take the drive. He's too far away from me.
That I did see you had a barbershop video up. And I was looking at that place. That is the cutest fucking. Is that a barbershop, or do you do like women and men's hair?
My place, I do, yeah, both.
So when we figure out what Aunt Deb is, can we get her haircut? She's a mother, and this is embarrassing.
That'd be a conflict of interest.
A conflict. What do you think of? What do you think about? Okay, just hear me out. What if you and Aunt Deb did like a man on the street thing, where you guys each take like a microphone and you guys go out and together who does that? Is it Anderson Cooper? I'm trying to think. There were these news guys. Was it Anderson Cooper and some other dude? I don't fucking remember, but it was 2 of them. Andy Cohen, that dude. But like, you guys go out in front of the trial and you just do, or not even there. You go to wherever the fun hotspot is in town and you man on the street people and you just fight. Like you and him fight. You ask them a question and then you pick a fight with each other.
Where does he live? Is he down on the heat? Well, you don't have to say where he lives. He's at the
I'll
South
send
Shore.
you. I'll tell you his address right now on the stream. It's one.
He'll tell me it.
He lives
Is
down
he in the
under
chat? Is
Bev's
he here
cottage.
yet?
I don't know, dude. He's gonna freak the fuck out though. Listen, I have so many jokes for you that will really cut him at his heart.
Because
Oh.
I got a few, but I don't got a lot against him. So
I literally have like 4 pages of burns on Deb.
Well, I think we're gonna maybe. It depends how far this beef goes. We might have to have a roast, some type.
Speaking of beef, are you in an oven right now? What's going on? Okay, there he is.
No, I was covering my. I always do that. I cover my speaker. No, me and him. It depends how far he wants to take it. If he wants to go far, we'll do a roast, but it will be some type of fundraiser to raise money. We'll figure it out. I don't know what she wants to do.
I'm getting gunshots on a soundboard. We got to get mods, write that down. We need gunshots on the soundboard. We're going to insert gunshots after that part. Editing note, we're also going to put Nick Rocco's face smiling really big. It's going to say no fatties, and Aunt Deb is going to be under it. Don't forget that. We need to make that happen. What do you think about merch? Team Rocco, Team Deb, Bev, he, she.
Merch? I don't know who would buy those, but
I
think a highlight reel of something is coming soon. We'll see.
I think so too. What if we get?
Because he knows how to do all. I don't do all that stuff. I don't have the skills for the channels and all the videos. I don't do that. But he knows how to do that stuff. So he's putting stuff out there. He's making his little clips and reels and all that.
His little skits. Little fucking skits.
Exactly.
Going out there telling the jokes. He could have been a doctor, but he's doing skits. Good for him. You know.
Coulda, shoulda, woulda, but yeah.
If you had to pick between 5 minutes of being in a room with Aunt Deb and 10 hours listening to Judge Bev sigh, which would you pick?
Well, I mean, I did a lot. When I was in court, I was in there for hours, so I might already did my 10 hours in a room with Judge Bev.
And you do it again, so you wouldn't.
I think I would pick that then. Yeah, sitting in a room with Auntie Deb for what was it? Horrible. 5 minutes, 10 minutes. That's too long.
It's too much.
Yeah, too long.
Not heaven. I'll tell you that.
He sent me a voice message earlier. It was like 3 minutes. I could only listen to a minute of it. I don't know what he said.
Just throw the phone. Just throw the phone out the fucking. Throw it. Go to a military base. And I want you to take that phone. I want you to throw it away, and I want you to say, "Hey, they said I could do it."
I need this phone and him in his chats. But that's what I need. I need some backup because I'm the only one doing it in the chats.
So. Dude, we're here. What do you want us to do? Spray him with cum, diarrhea? What do you want us to do? What do you want us to spit on him?
He just needs to know his head needs to be deflated a tad bit.
Well, if you see Deb on the street, kids, fucking, it's on sight. Do you understand? I want you to walk up, pop him, flick him in the face.
Tweet him and just say it's on. He'll know.
Go tweet him and say it's on, like Rocco Kong. Yeah, Rocco Kong. That's your wrestler name. You're Rocco Kong. Because there's Rocco Kong.
Now it's gonna have to be that Rocco Kong versus Auntie Deb.
Can we get you guys to? What do you think of celebrity boxing? Would you beat the shit out of Deb?
I don't know. He's tall. How tall is he? I'll hit him. I'll just punch him right in his knees.
He's fucking Joe Rogan. He's so short.
I'll just punch him right in his knees.
Just fucking get him in the knees. Go for you gotta sweep the ankle. We have some BJJ people in the chat. At least we did. I don't know. They might have given up on me. But listen, look, Miss Jessica, I'm a veteran. I can get you on a military base, Nick. Can we get Nick near the aliens or with the government? Can we get Nick? Can we strap him up with government secrets? Can we put a camera on him? Can we get him to slide in, get some dossiers, come out? What do you think, Miss Jessica? I want to see. I feel like she can whip you into shape, get you in there.
Then there'll be some real targets on my back, not just Auntie Deb.
Mary Malarkey, watch your fucking mouth. Listen, I'm sorry, Mary Malarkey. I didn't mean that. Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Listen, I didn't mean it, but like, chill, dude. We're trying to hook Nick Rocco up. So
I know Mary's not on my side.
Dude, Mary's just listen. You're like the son that stayed home. and was like, I'm just going to take a year off. And then you never left. So like, that's how she feels about you. Look, yes, let's do it all. You've got your own G.I. Jane right here, dude. You're going to do what's it called? The Crucible? Yeah. We're going to get you on that Vietnam drip.
Listen, I need jokes.
Let's do it.
Deb.
I'm going to send you a bunch.
If you're on Facebook, send me a message on Facebook.
I'm going to send you a message.
I don't have the Twitter and the
and you know who's fucking evil, dude? You know who's really secretly evil? You can't tell anyone. Nobody tell anyone because nobody watches the shit anyway. Listen, you know who's fucked up in the head is Mike from the Young Jerks. Do you have any idea what he wants to do to Deborah?
I have no idea.
He has a kill room, dude. He set up he rented a truck. He put a dental chair in it. He's got all kinds of shit hanging from the ceiling. It is a horror show. He said he's going to pluck all of her teeth out one by one.
Hey, well, listen, if that's what he needs to do to set it straight, then by all means. But
Mike said he's going to get her a cross-faced chicken wing.
I got to hop off this.
Hop off.
Send me a message because I need some ammo against him. So
we're going to blast his ass so hard. That twink doesn't know what's coming. Thank you so much for coming on, Nick Rocco, and for just hosing her constantly. We really appreciate the hard work you do. You're a street soldier. Thank you very much. You're in a cult, by the way. All right, bye. Bye, Nick. Fuck yeah, dude. First of all, we got Nick Rocco in the cult. Second of all, I'm pretty sure I just art of a dealed. Third of all, am I on third? Third of all, Deb's such a whore. Fourth of all, I mean, I literally have a burn book on Just Deb. I've got one on Frank. I've got one on Miss Jessica. I've got one on The New Business. Got one on Kelly. Got one on Ernie. I don't have shit on Melissa. That bitch is scary. I got one on Min. Mary, I would never write a burn book. I have a Precious Moments Bible, and I write your name in it in bubble letters. Joe Nanners, thank you, Nikki. Nikki Haircut, dude, is a good nickname. Does he already have that? Can we take it? Can't count to fucking 3. Satan, get behind me. Kersey Nursey's having a block. Kersey, I'm so sorry I kicked you out of chat the other day. That was my bad. Or whatever I did. Listen, kids, Dad can't boof. We can go on the internet. It was actually before I moved. I was just like, I just don't get Discord moderation settings. It's so weird. You love it and you're honored. You will be training Nick to go basically to where Papa's been. So you need to be real fucking careful with that one. He is real slippery. He's a hair guy. Uncle Francis, I have a burn book a mile long for you, bitch. And it's all Ellen jokes. Oh, hold up. Let me get that Ernie one right quick. I know I'm burned. I've been behind you. Oh my God. Hudson. Is that you going fucking spitting goddamn sunflower seeds in my hair today? Jeno says, hi, favorites. Jen. Nick and Jenna, how much more attractive? Dude, she's so pretty. Does she have a twin? I saw pictures. You cried. Don't cry. It's okay. Girl, I cried too. I was like, I'm losing my mind. I don't have enough ashwagandha. Everybody's saying hello. I have an itchy trigger finger. I do. I'm ready to go blap, blap, blap. Listen, we're going to go fucking rough ups on your Aunt Deb. Never thought we'd turn on our own. Listen. She needs to be taken down and peg her too. Uncle Francis, are you in? You're her best friend for life. You gonna Dylan? I'll be Eric. No, I'm just kidding. Let's just write really clever jokes for Nick Rocco. We'll do that. If you have any ideas, please send them to me or put them in the chat. Nikki Haircut's Italian Boston accent. He sounds like a new kid on the block. Remember, I told you guys that story about how that guy beat the shit out of Aaron Carter. Or was it his little brother? It was Aaron Carter. He's the little one. Beat this shit out of Aaron Carter, this group of guys in wife beaters, and he caught the fade, and then they were like, stay the fuck out of Boston. This is NKOT B-Town. And Aaron Carter and his crew were like, excuse me? And then he went on Instagram and cried and said, oh my God, they fucking, what do you mean unblock you? I looked. You're not blocked, dumpster juices. I'll go look again. I'll have one of the other kids, someone, whoever's a monitor, can you see if Dumpster Juice is kicked or banned? I don't. Everything is wrong. Okay. I don't know. Guys, if you get kicked out, we'll just start a new one. We'll have to. Okay. Okay. We can see you, Dumpster. Dumpster, we see you. Dumpster. Look, we're looking right at you, dude. Speaking of Dumpster, your horror is going to be so pissed off that the agenda is in motion. The dossier being slid to the Roccos. Woo! I saw that coming. I said to myself, I says, Nick Rocco's got some funny ideas. Aunt Deb accused me of writing Nick Rocco's jokes today. Now, I'm not going to say if this was all a fucking great improv or if we pre-planned all of this carefully because we're little demons. And if Jenna Rocco wrote this was all her idea. And for those of you who are going to ask Papa Mike why he has a dungeon full of odd tools, I was lying. I was totally kidding. Why did my browser lose connection? This is terrible. Why does this happen? Kids, everything's going wrong. There we are. If she asks you anything about whether this was planned, if your auntie interrogates you, please let her know. Say it, don't spray it. I'm not telling you nothing, you wretched tree bark whore. Call her that. Because they like to use weird insults in Boston. It's like, I don't know what Uncle Frank said. Uncle Frank said something like dustpan whore, and it was so fucking funny. How much dumpster juice? I need enough juice. I yam. Dumpster juice is akin. Dumpster juice is kin to the McRib dynasty. So around here, dumpster juice is canon. Ernie, is their anus okay? Well, I don't know how to do it either, Ernie, but who's anus? I'll take a look-see. Hello, Claudia. How are you doing? You missed Nick Rocco. He's gonna hose Deborah. I don't even know what they're doing or when they're doing it, but I do have a carefully curated list of insults for Aunt Deborah. I don't know why people think they're banned. What does the chat look like if you're blocked, and who are you speaking to? I don't know. Well, actually, I do know. Well, I thought I was blocked from one channel, and then I couldn't see comments. Then I went to it one day, and I could see everything. And so I think it just depends on the moon. I think you kids are right. You know, wouldn't it be funny if I turned into a moon dad out of nowhere? You have shingles again, Claudia. Grounded. I'm sorry, I don't know what to tell you. You're grounded. You have shingles? You're grounded. So does Jenna have a twin? And is she gay? Charity, you greedy little bitch. You're just like your mother. Of course she has a gay twin. Are you kidding me? It's Boston. The new kids have gay twins. Why not her? I honestly don't know. The nodes are attacking horribly. Thank the Lord that whore is gone. Don't worry. She'll see this later and shit her pants. It's going to be so fun. She's going to go, stop affiliating with Nicholas Rocco, or I am going to put a government lawsuit on your ass so fucking fast you're going to think it's a slap bracelet. And I'm going to say to her, you never call me anymore, and you're trying to steal Papa's inheritance, you whore. And then I'm going to spit in her mouth. She doesn't have a gay twin. Fuck. Charity, you're fucked. You're alone. I'm sorry. You're alone forever. I don't know what to tell you. Blame Nick Rocco. Damn, that was a pretty good burn. Telling her your wife doesn't have a gay twin. Fuck. Wish I would have thought of that. Hi, Claudia. She will feel better after she's grounded. The shingles will go away. That's the most awesome thing I've ever heard. What do you guys think? Dude, why was I screenshot saying hi? Who screenshotted you because of this? Kids, you're confusing the shit out of me right now. You are confusing the shit out of me right now. I can't look. Clam juice? Have we moved on to juices? Massachusetts-based insults. I'm starring this, please. Any insults? What do you think are fun names? Jokes? Sure. What are fun names that we can call your Auntie Deb? Whose anus? Matt Damon. Well, that worked out. Not my anus for once, and you spelled it wrong. Go to your room. If you can't spell anus, then why did I sacrifice all these years working at the bank? My blocked account is a member. What? I don't think I have any on here. I don't even. How do you block someone on here? I really don't fuck with this shit. I'll go through and figure it out. I will ask the YouTube. You've had them 4 times. You're a survivor, but you're still grounded because you got shingles. You will try harder. Dumpster Juice has submitted an asshole print. I have received it. I have scanned it. And you are not the father. Clam likes anal. She told us she did. She did tell us that. She said it with full certainty. And then right after that, she messaged in the chat, by the way, I meant all of that. Ooh, do I love it. And we went, ew, inappropriate. Oh, no, Claudia, it's okay. I'm going to talk to the Hoogan. He will take care of it. Claudia, he will bless you. I'm wearing my moon shirt in honor of the moon. Grounded. Rabbit, look at your face. This is actually Rabbit. For those of you who don't know, this is what Rabbit looks like. Also, Papa Uncle Mike he doesn't have a kill room. I shouldn't be on the internet. I am making up things because I think they're funny. Would you believe me if I told you that? Would you believe me that if I told you that Papa Sean trains cats in a cat circus? Just think about it. Thank you, Paul. Megan Easton, thank you, Paul. I appreciate you. Hey, thank you. Thank you. We're going to use that money that you sent right there next month, and we're going to donate it to Papa's Cat Circus because Papa's Cat Circus is going to be so good. First, we got to get him the cats. Then we got to get him into the circus. Then we have to build ramps and things. Then we have to get him trained to train. What are we fucking talking about? We should be talking about this Hank Brennan guy. How are you, Claudia? I'm sorry for shingles. That's the worst. You have GABA and a nice topical cream. Uncle Francis, starring you for being a nurse. Claudia, talk to Uncle Francis in the chat about this. She is a nurse. She is a nurse. She got her nursing certificate at the Church of Eastern Scientology. It's where they stick pins in you and tell you you'll never get to Xenu. She knows what she's talking about. Okay. Have you tried aloe? I know that sounds crazy. I feel like I don't know why. I feel like someone in my family had shingles once and they tried everything but aloe. And then when they did aloe, they were like, oh. If you have aloe vera, Claudia, try to get a little bit. Try to get a little bit. Thank you, Uncle Viper. Everyone, please pray to the Hoogan for Claudia tonight. We need her to get better. I do enjoy the prints. I do enjoy all the prints. Where's Auntie Bev? She's not here. She's not here. She's banned. I've banned her. While me and Nick Rocco work on our secret burn book, she's banned. Cunt Smasher. Is she here? Oh, no. We will watch that later. Oh, yeah. Did we figure out what's a dono shout out? What's a $50 donut? Did you mean donut? Do you have donuts? Fuck, I might be high. Okay, knock that shit off. Okay, I'll stop talking. I've told my phone makes up shit. That's how I got put on anal blast. Don't blame us. I'm tired of taking the blame for everything, Clam. That I rebuke that shit, bitch. You got anally blasted. I didn't put the blast on you. And stop trying to have a blast from the past. Stop talking about that. Let's focus on the future. Where are you going to go to get your next anal? Shit, you're late. Seller Unicorn, grounded. AJ is laughing. I think the most recent person getting blocked was at Steve Cote. I learned everything about him. Won't ever talk to him again, everyone. Sorry, I talked to the predator through the fence. He had candy. I'm fat. It took everything, but I didn't go over the fence, did I? Jesus Christ. I did take his candy, though. And by that, I mean he sent me a super chat. I don't know how to reject them. Can we reject them? What about Whitey? Great point. Mia, grounded for acting just like your mother. Don't tell me what to do. I raised you. I'm the okay, here. We're going to watch Hank Brennan talking about the Whitey Bulger verdict. It's very fascinating. You're going to like it. I'm going to get a sip of water, and you're going to enjoy this. Or Grounded. And Nick Rocco will babysit you all week.
35 days, jurors heard from no less than 72 witnesses. The one person they did not hear from was Whitey Bulger himself, as he declined to testify. After the verdict, defense attorney Jay Carney spoke for Bulger, saying he was pleased with the outcome.
It was important to him that the government corruption be exposed, and important to him that people see firsthand the deals that the government was able to make with certain people.
And now Hank Brennan, a member of Whitey Bulger's defense team, is here. Welcome, Hank Brennan.
Thank you for having me.
It's been a wild 8.
Yes, Mary. Mary Malarkey, absolutely we can be bought. Are you fucking kidding me? Do you have any idea what I've done for Klondike Bar? Well, it's illegal in 18 states.
10 weeks for you.
What? No, he doesn't. Who said that? Does he? He better not. He's grounded if he does. He better not.
And a busy year and a half.
Who made that up? Did you make that up? Who heard that? Grounded.
Did your client respond today? We just heard.
Hey, devil. Hey, Satan. Welcome to 6 months ago, bud. Deb's already cosplayed as Gabby Pettin. And also that's Frank's name. That's Frank. Like, Gabby Pettin is a call-in character, dude. You know what? You're on the same vibration, but you're like in 2008 Nation. You feel me? I'm sorry. Listen, I'm sorry, Satan. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna go say 15 are Satans, I guess, and I apologize.
Jay Carney, your partner in this, say that he
Is
wanted
it
to
for?
see that the government
It
was
is.
partly culpable. But how did he respond to the? It's 31 out of 32 counts he was proven guilty.
Leave that up under Hank Brennan.
Extraordinarily content.
Take it.
I think
Take
the
a
moment
screenshot.
for him came
Take a
well
screenshot
before the
right now.
verdict. It was the
Do it.
effort
Darlene,
and the
where are you? Do it.
demonstration
Someone
in
do it.
court to help try to show as much truth as we could. The idea that the government has some liability and accountability and what had happened over those decades
Okay, new game.
was one of the
New
most
game.
important.
When Hank's up, I'm going to skip all the way to the bottom, so this is fun. You kill the aloe, you cut it. You cut it off. Okay, listen. As this plays, what would I do for... Bitch, what wouldn't I? What wouldn't I? Dude, I'd toot on Hank's shoulder. I'd go rip a toot on him. Like you didn't do to anybody at the Karen Reed Fund. I told you. I said, go toot and then tell the person, ew, did you fucking fart? And then walk off. And you couldn't fucking complete the mission? It's fine. I still love you. I appreciate your surrogacy and your recon. You are a great federal agent. You're basically Fed smoker, Miss Parks. I'm not going to tell you what I did for a Klondike Bar, Miss Parks. That's classified. That's Whitey Bulger shit. Thank you, Darlene, with the screenshots. Love you to death, bitch. How's your pens? Parksy is here. Everybody clean your fucking room. Get that stain off of you. Stand up straight, elbows off the table. Suck it in, kids. Suck it in. Miss Parks is here. As the old adage goes, adage. Why do they do this with words? Why does it look like one and then I say it? It's me, isn't it? These hoes ain't loyal. Starring it merch. Wait, can't. That's our love it though. My friend was the Klondike Bar guy, Michael Ian. Okay, you know what? Grounded and starring it because I don't believe you. Sent to your email. Thank you, Darlene. Ungrounded. It's funny talking about the government taking. Isn't that fascinating? Miss Jessica's the only one who fucking listens. Thank God she fought for us in many wars. How many people did you kill, Miss Jessica? Don't answer me. Just tell me with your brain.
Important objectives we had.
One of the oddities of this was to see Stephen Davis and other members of families of victims embracing you and Jay Carney today, and that here you were representing the man who killed their loved ones. What was that like for you to have them almost siding with you in a sense? Not that they didn't want to see the.
Oh, yeah. So as we're looking at them, I want you to put up what you think would be. See right here. Don't hate the player, hate the game. And it's her, right? So as they're talking, This is very funny. That's assault. What did you do for a Klondike bar? Assault. Stuff like this. I'll tell you sometime. That's pretty funny. Look at this one. Don't hate the player, hate the game, and it's her face and her eyes are closed. That's fun. So that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Anything that you think, this is great. Anything that you think Darlene would put in a pen and stick in her. Let's get a screenshot of them as we go along. You guys come up with fun things that you want to see under Hank Brennan and this lady, and I will click through them, okay? That'll be fun. That's our new game. Enjoy it.
The government, convict them, prosecute them and convict them, but they really credit you with bringing out the government part of the corruption.
Well, we expect our criminals to commit crimes. That's what criminals do. We don't expect that from our law enforcement. And so having a very unique opportunity, Jake Carney and I had the ability and the invitation to do anything we could to try to help find the truth and expose what the government had done. And the government had done a number of things that we don't expect from our government. They not only created victims, but they continued to victimize the victims by denying their responsibility. When we started this case, the effort was at the most important part to help show the role the government played in this entire conspiracy. It was a very liberating experience as a defense attorney to be able to ask questions of witnesses, which in times could implicate our own client. And we did at many points, but also help other people. And I felt the presence of Patricia Donahue and the Donahue family and the Davises behind me every day.
And I felt the crime scene. I felt the presence of crime at the crime scene. And it spoke to me.
I didn't always see them when my back was to them, but I felt their presence. And I knew that what Jay and I, Carney, were doing had some import, not just for our client.
By the way, can we talk about how one of the guys who worked with Bulger, who was like also a witness and considered a rat and got in a big fight with him on the stand, guess what his last name was? Just saying, I'm not like trying to tell you what to do, but Weeks. That's isn't that Jen McCabe's fucking name? That's pretty crazy, right? Weeks. And then this other guy's Carney. So you got a Carney and a Weeks. Hey, we got a Carney and a Weeks. That's pretty crazy. So we got a Carney and a Weeks and a Carney and a Weeks. And then I'm going through papers. And guess what else I see? I saw an Alessi. So we got a Carney and we got a Weeks, and they're against each other, and we got an Alessi. That is funny. Massachusetts, you're so fucking funny. Oh my God. Massachusetts, stop. You're being crazy. Oh my God. Buckle your seatbelt. That's insane. Oh.
But for the community, for particular victims, and also for the public.
You eviscerated Stephen the Rifleman Fleming in cross-examination. And as a result of that, you could say that you were actually responsible for the no finding in the murder of Deborah Davis, even though everybody knows he was there.
Oh, yeah. And then there's a Karen Reed in the Whitey boat. I'm just fucking with you. I'm so sorry. Clip it. Cut it. There.
He was behind it. He, for one reason or another, wanted her dead. And yet, as I said, the family is still saying, well, they want to go further with this. They want to take it to a state court, but they're fine with that.
Well, I take issue with the suggestion.
Dude, it's also so funny because I don't even know how they spell it. I cannot remember if it's Carney or Connie, but it doesn't matter because people in Boston pronounce it the fucking same. And also, I never even knew anyone's last name could be Weeks. When I found that, I was like, why not Week? Oh, well, actually, now I get it. Never mind. Still, what a weird last name. Fun for her, though. Hey, Jen, babe, come on the show, hun. If you think Nick Rocco made Aunt Deb jealous, imagine if I could get Jen, the devil herself. Remember, we're going to get Hudson to interview Jen McCabe. The devil interviews the devil. Devil on devil. Dude, we need to get that celebrity boxy thing going. I want to see. It would be so funny if Aunt Deb came in dressed like Judge Bev and just like beat the fucking shit out of Bob from the select board.
He was there And I take issue with the fact that you suggest that they wanted him dead. The only...
Well, I'm going to find out. And even if they are, it doesn't matter. But it's just fun to think about.
Or her dead, I'm sorry. The only...
I like patterns.
The person who has ever said that is Stephen Flemmi.
Mm-hmm.
And certainly when a person that vile decides to...
How fucking dare you, dumpster juice? I demand you rank us now. Rank us. Be stern in your decisions. Who is your favorite?
To kill his girlfriend because she has decided to... She had an interest in somebody else. Someone that vile with that type...
Listen to me. You did mean to write, Connie, and I love that. That is exactly how it's said in Boston. I absolutely love it. No, 100%. It all goes back to the mob. 100% it is payback for the embarrassment of that trial. And now they're going to fuck up a whole ass new one. And then after what they did to my boy, Billy Tibbetts. Oh, shit. Dude, Yannetti and Jackson are going to make so much fucking money and get so much I'm so sorry.
Of reward isn't somebody who's reliable. So I absolutely suggest that's not accurate and that's not true. I think quite the opposite. That being said, in protecting and defending James Bulger trial, I think we demonstrated through the trial that we didn't pull any punches, even if it incriminated James Bulger. Jay Carney and I, at every step, try to bring out the most reliable information. There were many witnesses which I asked about not only the Deborah Davis murder,
please
but
rank
also
everyone.
how the FBI was complicit in covering up Stephen Flemmi's
Include your Aunt Deborah, even though she's not here.
Misconduct by trying to hide the conversations and interviews with Olga Davis and Mickey Davis. So that was a concerted effort throughout the trial. And
he's shitting on all the outsiders who helped Whitey, but he's also shitting on the government, but he's also acknowledging that Whitey's a piece of shit. So he's really playing all positions right now. Let me pop myself up here for a second. So here's the thing. I'm going to actually shut up for a while so we can listen to him, because this is actually very interesting, I think. And hold on. Let me pop this down real quick. So what I think is interesting, and one of the reasons I want to show you this, is because this is it's a decent interview, but because it's post-verdict, he can, I think, say a lot more. And because it is very like rigid and unflinching, like this is federal shit. Like there's no reasonable, like he can file whatever he wants, but Whitey's fucking in, like he was on the run for what was it, 12 years? Like that's fucking wild. Highly sought after, a really bad guy. And so he could kind of talk a little shit on him, but also be very hyper defensive of him at the same time. What's interesting here is he's basically like his role, you would think, is to defend his client, but instead it becomes fuck you, government. And everything he says, very, very fucking reasonable when it is projected at the Commonwealth. However, when it is projected at his own client, very unreasonable, because that guy was a really bad fucking guy who definitely did it a lot. And so when he's like talking about, come on, cut him some slack, or he's minimizing the situations that the witnesses talk about, it's kind of mind blowing. It's like, are you fucking crazy, dude? But then when he's talking about the Commonwealth, this is reasonable. In fact, make him president. Like, it's very crazy how he goes against himself and for himself. It's odd, but he doesn't really seem to form a unique position after the trial. During it, it seemed to be attack. So he is the defense, but not really defending as much as attacking. A very, what about her email situation? He did it miraculously well. But he also, I think he minimized and asked for too much with Whitey and basically almost ignored Whitey's history. And it was pretty bizarre. And it's really weird to see someone be 100% beyond reasonable, beyond beef, while at the same time, so fucking flighty and weird. So it makes me think, he was a theater kid, but he never got any roles. So he was like the manager, which is cool. But the manager's very uptight. And they're like, the curtain needs to come down at this fucking time. And if it doesn't, I'm going to have a meltdown and I'm going to quit. And he's like making demand. Like, this is a kid that if the bell rang and the teacher didn't let you go, he was leaving anyway. And he will fight the teacher, but he's going to get his ass handed to him by his parents when he gets home. There's so much about him I find fascinating. And I'm sitting there and I'm watching him have these casual conversations. And if you look at a lot of the stuff that Whitey did, it's like, oh my fucking God. He does scream if he doesn't get his way. That is exactly it. That is exactly it, dude. Yes. Oh, it trips me out. And I'm like, seeing how mute he's being so far in Karen Reed's trial, like he seems to be very chill. But when you watch him get fired up, not just in interviews, but when he talks to the press, you can kind of see a shift in his tone. And when I watched some of these and then went back and watched Karen Reed's recent shit with Brennan again, I was like, oh, he's kind of got some tells. I don't think he'd be good at poker at all. But also I'm bad at gambling. So what the fuck do I know? Let's listen.
Sometimes public and people, victims like the Davis family, need somebody to stand up for them. And that's why we rely on prosecutors. That's why we rely on.
Also, this guy got the victims' families to give him hugs. And he's representing Whitey. Because they were so pissed at the Commonwealth, at the government. They were so fucking pissed that they were like, you know what? We like the guy representing the person who killed our loved one more than you for fucking up the case. Isn't that crazy?
And our government to do that. And when they fail, and someone else is there to take the void, and we had an opportunity to do that, for us, that was very meaningful.
I realized the judge wouldn't allow testimony in that you all wanted, you and Jay Carney, which was that the government offered Whitey Bulger and Stephen Blemmy and Stephen Weeks, to some extent, immunity from prosecution in order to turn evidence against La Cosa Nostra. But why not let your client testify? I know he said he wanted to in the beginning. Jay Carney said he would. Why not?
The arrangement that James Bulger had with the federal government was very different than the arrangement that Stephen Flemmi had. James Bulger was never an informant for the federal government. He was never providing information, and I hope we dispelled that through this trial. It's unfortunate that the general public doesn't see this type of trial on TV, and they can actually look at the detail and the evidence that would help show, because unfortunately it still then becomes a matter of rumor and innuendo. James Bulger not only was prepared to take the stand, he expected to take the stand from day one, and is what he wanted to do. There is a story, a sordid story, that extends well beyond the Boston FBI to the Department of Justice to the highest ranks. And James Bulger was prepared to tell that story. It is a loss for everybody, for the jury, for the victims' families, for the community, for the public, not to have him take the stand. I expected he would have been the most convincing witness, because he'd be the one witness who would not try to protect himself. I think that's reinforced by the approach Jay Carney and I took. But to have somebody take the stand just to give a confession, but not to give the entire story and protect the government, makes absolutely no sense. If the government had no fear of what James Bulger would say, there'd be no reason not to let him testify to his arrangement. If immunity was so absurd.
You know, I struggle with this one because I thought that too. And then I started looking at the FOIA records and shit that came out. And I watched, I'm going to just say it. It's, look, I have no shame. I watched a Dateline and it was very thorough. It happened to line up with quite a few of the FOIA records. And I was like, this is weird. And then I started, I went down a Whitey Bulger podcast, like fucking wormhole. And I highly recommend go type in former Whitey Bulger gang member witness podcast. And look at all these dudes, man, they fucking rat. Like, as soon as he went to prison, they're like, we're going to start a podcast sponsored by Blue Chew. And it was like fucking not even like a decade before that shit popped. People were like, I got to talk about this shit. People went on the fucking Today Show. It was crazy. The amount of interviews with the people from the trial who was sworn to never fucking talk or they'd break his fucking neck. They're like, Yeah, I'll tell you. What do you want to know? His fucking social security number? You want to know where it was last night? You want to know what diseases he has? Like, they're fucking crazy. It is, they're like Twitter. All the people in this case are like Twitter. They really are, because they try to look good. They try to look good. Everybody's nice. And then boom, some shit blows up and everyone's like, you're fucking adopted. And it's like, whoa, dude. It's really crazy. He was an informant. He was a total informant to the point where they made a goddamn high budget movie with Marky Mark. It was like, this shit was TED level, you guys. This was like the government's TED. But instead of the bear, they got fucking the Bren, dude. What do you want, your fucking period? That's what they got. And Black Matt. Try again with a different name. You're so fucking smart. God damn it, Melissa. I was going to say Little Giants. Black Mass with Johnny Depp. Yes. And you know what? He kind of also looks like when Homeboy was in Plan 9 from Outer Space, but he is the Zodiac Killer. That's what I paused to say, is doesn't he? One's in the chat if you think he's the Zodiac Killer. For entertainment purposes only, don't sue me. I have nothing.
Then they simply could have dispelled it in front of the jury.
Yeah.
So although the government continually suggests that they're disappointed he didn't testify.
And when they talk about John Connolly, it's kind of infuriating. And then whenever whenever Weeks pops in and talks about everybody's just snitching on each other. It was Sandlot turd. God damn.
They tried to silence him at every turn in this case. And it was an extraordinary loss, because talk about the idea of closure. What better closure could you have than the person who could stand before the jury and the community and say exactly what happened? But fortunately, I don't think this is the last word. It's the end of this trial.
Pausing it. Kids, hold on one second, because we need to talk about what's going on here. What is something that we've talked about in the past that has to do with news people? What is something we've talked about in the past that has to do with tension? What does Dad like? Dad likes it when there's tension. Dad likes it when there's Bob likes it when there's noticeable friction. That's right, Charity. Anal sex. Absolutely. A Jerry of your peers, cranberry juice. Cranberry. What do you want, your fucking period? This is NKOTB territory. Get out of here. We need to find Albert's DD214. He did 4 years ago, 4 years at USMC. I would like to know his RE code. You can have honorable, but not be able to re-enlist without changes or not at all. Interesting. I will star this. What is it called? Miss Jessica probably knows. It is the military website where you can track veterans. Oh, fuck. It's called something like, I know it's not it because it was the lyrics to Lord Hoogan. Goddamn, I was going to say Forever We Reign. It's some shit like, it's almost like their genetic genealogy, all their ranks, everything they fucking did, their agendas, all of it. Like, everything about them. I can't remember. United We Stand. No, I'll look it up later. We will do that. Yes, we will do that. Please go into the Discord, which should be linked below this video. There should be an invite. If there's not, the mods are always popping them in. And if they're not, then I will put a fucking... Is it Together We Serve? I think that's it. Have you tried Together We Serve? Let's try that. No, I did not serve. Have you been served? If you've gotten served, you can go on there. Miss Jessica? What do you think? You want to do some snooping? I don't even know if you're allowed to anymore. That shit gets locked down. So what say we about these? What say we about these two? Do we got a Mika Joe vibe going on? Do we have a Regis Kelly? Is it a whoever's on Fox in front? Like who do we got? Who do we got here? What's going on over here? Yeah, I would like your asshole print for Discord. Discord. This your grandma and grandpa? We got a John Douglas hand. What do we got here? What do we got here? Is this Deborah and Francis? What do we got here? So Social Security and Carfax? Great one. Good. Dance battle? Nope. They're sitting. Oh my God. Are you kids? You kids got drunk at the barbecue today, didn't you? I told you just go to the pool, come back, do a little swimming. You did poppers. You did poppers because you're not making. I don't even know what rapati is. Rapoti? Rapoti? How dare you? That's very funny. Look at how he sits. Is this a power stance? Why are his fingers tucked? What does this mean? What does this mean? Sir? Sir? Ma'am, that's assault.
But there's perhaps other trials and there's other opportunities for James Bulger to have.
What if Nick Rocco dressed like Aunt Deb and just started? What if Nick Rocco went on Twitter and parodied the parody of Auntie Deb? What if Nick Rocco went on Twitter? What's another good trial movie that is like, and it can't be, is it A Time to Kill? Where he's like, I always talk about that one. Yeah. What if she was white? Fuck. What's a good trial movie that, don't say the client, I will cry. It's good. Atticus Finch. Okay. So what if we change Nick Rocco? What if we just change his name? He won't mind. What if we make him Atticus Rocco? Wait, that won't work. Auntie Deb Atticus. Cuzzo Atticus. Cuzzo Atticus. Something with my Legally Blonde. Legally Blonde, Bend and Snap. What's her name? Elle Woods. Okay. Rocco Woods. Oh my God, starring it. Clam, you're the best. Rocco Woods. Okay. We're not just fuck the family names. We're just going with Rocco Woods. We're just changing the whole name. All right. So Rocco Woods. She comes out. She's dressed like Auntie Deb as Judge Bev. It's like going to be a reverse Doubtfire, you guys. Jury Duty was great. We could do, just parody everything Aunt Deb does, Rocco does. What about Rocco Sock'em Robots? Where it's just Rocco punching robots in the face that have Aunt Deb hair. Or Judge Bev hair. What if we kidnap Aunt Deb and put her in a fucking trunk and drive her off the Saginaw? I'm so sorry.
Have his voice heard. And this would have been the perfect forum. But
I am so fucking glad you brought this up, Meatball. I cannot. And I'm glad that you spoke out for me. I absolutely cannot handle the truth. I don't want to fucking know. I would prefer to be lied to, honestly. Like, if you could just be like, no, you're great. Like, I would fucking love that. Like, I would prefer that over, here's everything that's wrong with you. Like, no, like, I really can't handle the truth. I don't want to know. Please don't tell me. Please don't tell me. No spoilies. Your treat. All right. What do you think, Meatball? What do you think of Zodiac guy over here? What do you think about him? Do you like his tie? Does he look a little squirrely dervish? Do you think he went into theater? Was he in the Mikado? Are his fingerprints on file with FBI?
But the government wanted to deny that, and they effectively did.
In the evidence file, there were informant cards issued to Brian Halloran, Stephen Fleming, others, among them James Whitey Bulger. I think they just said James Bulger. If he wasn't an informant, why did he have a card?
James Bulger didn't fill out a card and put it in a file to represent himself. It's ironic that the government says that John Conley, who was involved in such complicity and conspiracy and criminal activity, and he cannot be believed, especially with all the detailed reports he gave. But then the reports that may suggest that James Bulger gave information you should believe. There were a number of ways we try to demonstrate to this jury.
You should just clarify that, because James Bulger was saying that he actually paid them.
Rebbit, this is a fantastic question. He's not wearing power colors. He doesn't have a power stance when he's sitting. He speaks like that of a flirty little lady. And I do mean that offensively. And you can get mad. His tone is high. His pitch is high. Blame him, not me. He needs something. He needs something that is intimidating aside from his words that could likely lead an army and create a war. I'm curious. I bet he has a very firm handshake, or he squeezes the shit out of your hand. I bet he threatens his children. He seems very, for entertainment purposes only, and because he's a lawyer, he seems like a very nice man.
And off. He gave them information, not the other way around.
They were his paid informants. It is odd that a person who was supposedly an informant is paying so many thousands of dollars to law enforcement.
Take your fingers out of your crotchal region, sir. Please remove your hands from your bathing suit area, Mr. Two Microphones.
When they're supposed to.
He's two mics. There's two chains, and then there's two mics.
The informant. We showed a number of documents at this trial, which showed specifically information that was attributed to James Bulger that was taken from other informant files.
Prediction. And then I will stop interrupting for 4.5 minutes. It's not even going to go on that long, however long it is. Listen, I have a thought. Here's the intimidating. I figured it out. He's like Alec Baldwin in 30 Rock, how he says if you speak low, it forces people to listen to you. And then they are paying close attention and they start to get inadvertently like intimidated. It is a power move. He speaks quietly and he has no fucking, there's no tonal change, but there's condescending something. He manages to, he's like a ventriloquist. Like he's not really, does he have Botox? Do you have Botox, sir? Why is your mouth and your cheeks don't move? He might be a Chuck E. Cheese character. Why is this rat looking at me and not smiling? However, he does manage, there's just something changes in his voice a little bit. He never rises above a 3. But is that the type of is him being calm while everybody's freaking out gonna make the defense look bad? Lally looked fucking nervous. This guy looks like someone put batteries in his ass and he's just going, and this is just what he does. Nothing changes. The bunny goes in circles and it bangs the little fucking drum. It runs out of batteries. You give it more. You put lithium in his ass and there he goes. Boop, 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 boop. That's Brennan. Lally gets exhausted. He needs to rip butts. He starts to sweat. Sometimes he gets frantic. Sometimes he says the wrong thing. Sometimes he goes, and then some guy goes, kill me now. So it's going to be a fun trial because this time maybe we'll see a little fucking chutzpah, a little fucking pizzazz, a little fucking gabagool. Maybe he'll come out with a fun tie. Have you ever fucking thought about that? What if Brennan wears a fun tie? What if B-Dog shows up? I'm calling him B-Dog. What if he shows up and he has a Keith Haring tie and it's doing like a cool fucking dance? Is that going to sway you? Fucking not me. I'm a Goodfellas gal. But the Departed was really good. Marky Work is so good. I'm sorry, Bridget. If Bridget,
the document came from other files that predated files and documents in James Bulger's file. The ping sheet and the protocol.
Are you a spy?
All that you're supposed to go through with an informant was never followed. There was never a signature. There was never a contemporaneous photograph.
Let me interrupt you because why was this so important? That was never part of the trial. That was not an issue being decided at trial. Why was it so critical of you and your defense team to prove that he was not an informant?
Well, it's a good point. It really wasn't so important to us, but remember, the government raised the issue. From the outset of this case, they wanted to insist that he was an informant. And anytime we saw a fallacy or a fabrication, we tried to check it and counter it and show that it wasn't true. Why do I suspect it was so important to the government? Well, part of it was because of reputation and pride and public relations. But think about the consequence if he wasn't an informant. Here's a person who paid an extraordinary amount of members of the FBI to get information. Inevitably, Washington, D.C. FBI was responsible for reviewing those files for determining.
Guys, I have to wrap it up when this video is done. Date's boyfriend was violently struck by an automobile. Sound familiar? Vehicle backed into his vehicle. Priuses, Priusi, Prii. What is the plural, Dylan? It doesn't matter. This hunk of our cars are shit, aren't they? We've both been hit this month now officially. We've both been hit on the same door. Is it driver's side? He can't find a cigarette. Look, listen, his car got smashed into at the gas station. So I'm going to go after this video so I can go look at it and go, yeah, it's pretty bad. All right, so let's keep watching this.
Whether or not things were viable. We had Mr. Fitzpatrick, who said he tried to shut him down, Mr. Davis, who said that the file was absolutely worthless, and Washington did nothing about it. If James Bulger was not an informant, as he was not, and simply paying the FBI, the accountability goes well beyond John Conley. And so the government certainly does want to accept responsibility and accountability for letting somebody who bribed their officials to exist.
Since you brought up the issue of no cameras in the courtroom, which was incredibly frustrating to us in the news media and to the general public, tell us a little bit about working with Whitey Bulger. What was he like? Did you end up liking him? Was he somebody who was very vocal? Did he speak up on his own behalf? How did he interact with you? Just anything.
James Bulger is an extraordinarily intelligent man, and he is captivating. He's a historian. He was an excellent client. He educated. He gave guidance. He was a good listener. And Jay Carney and I had an extraordinary relationship with him. There were a number of things that were introduced to me before we got to trial that helped me assist him. And he was an excellent guide. I try to have an affinity for all my clients. Remember, when someone's charged, they're presumed innocent. And they come to you because they need help. And when you tell them, I'm going to treat you like a family member, you treat them like a family member. And if my brother is going to call me at 2 o'clock on a Friday night, I'm going to take the call. And James Bulger is no different than any other client that Jay and I had ever.
Oh, I'm sorry. Wait, what was that? What was that? This is interesting. This is interesting because, and here's why I want to show you kids this. You know what? We could go look at the car wreck later. Do you remember? Yeah, I know he cried. He's a piece of shit. Do you remember? Is anyone putting together what I'm putting together right here? Think about what he just said. If my brother's calling me, what did he say at 2, 3 in the morning? I'm fucking it. Look, listen to him one more time. What was it he just said about his family calling in the middle of the night?
You like a family member. You treat them like a family member. And if my brother is going to call me at 2 o'clock on a Friday night, I'm going to take the call.
I'm sorry. What was that again? What was that? Say that one more time. I'm sorry. What was that? What was that?
You like a family member. You treat them like a family member. And if my brother is going to call me at 2 o'clock on a Friday night, I'm going to take the call. And James.
Because here's the thing. What did he say? Why did they want Karen's dad's phone? Do you guys remember why they wanted Karen's father's phone? Do you remember why they subpoenaed for those phone records? Thank you. Because you know what's weird? Guess how old he was around this time? A ding, a ding, a ding. He was around that age. But if my baby brother calls me at fucking 2 or 3 in the fucking morning, if my baby brother is butt dialing, thank you, Clam. That's a double on Thunder. Pew, 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 pew. Let's hear it 98 more times because fuck this guy. Clip it, send it to Yannetti. Tell him I'd like to smell his hair. Don't tell him that.
They need help. And when you tell them, I'm going to treat you like a family member, you treat them like a family member.
Wait, I'm sorry. You know what? Let's take it a bit further. What was that? Not even just his brother, his family member. So any family member, right? I mean, that's what, if we're paying attention to words, if we're paying attention to, I am recording it. It's going on the YouTubes. We're live now, kids. Will you leave that open? Thank you, Paul. Yeah, this is pretty crazy, huh? Because if you treat someone like a family member, that's the opening of the metaphor or hypothetical, whatever the fuck. I can't think of words. I'm stunned. I'm not stunned. I did watch this like 13 times and I was like, oh my God. If you're going to treat someone like a family member, or even if you're just my little fucking baby brother, even if you're the Aaron Carter to my Nick, and you just got beat up by NKOTB, Guess what? I'm going to treat you like. Guess what I'm going to treat you like? When you call me at 2 a.m, guess what I'm going to do?
When you tell them, I'm going to treat you like a family member, you treat them like a family member. And if my brother is going to call me at 2 o'clock on a Friday night, I'm going to take the call. And James Bulger is no different than any other client that Jay and I had ever represented. And no
But is
different than a family member one.
But is Karen Reed? So is Karen as bad as Whitey Bulger? Because Whitey Bulger, didn't he start the potato famine, or is that just Texas education? The point is, this son of a bitch lied. If he said that in a courtroom, did he say that in a courtroom? Did he say that? Did he use that as a defense? Like, and it's interesting because he's also coming from a defense perspective. Isn't that perfect? Isn't that perfect? How dare, look, I've agreed with you on everything tonight, but how dare you? Oh, it's a family joke. I'll allow it because the Olive Garden is so fucking good, but that is a great, when you're here, I'm getting it now. You're a very bright child. You'll go far in this Colt Coven Select Board, but guess who won't? This motherfucker who can't make up his mind about what family means to him.
And they come to you because they need help. And when you tell them, I'm going to treat you like a family member.
And by the way, I'd also like to step back a third, and then we're going to go. I'm going to let it finish. But he's talking about the people he's defending. So the criminal that he is defending, Whitey Bulger, he's going to treat that guy like a family member. So not only is he going to treat everyone like a family member, his brother like a family member, he's going to treat his client like everybody gets treated the same. It is the Olive Garden. You are absolutely right. Everybody can call this guy in the middle of the night, and it's fucking cool when you hear your family. All right, call. I'll answer the call. I will answer the call. It was guilt. Whatever his brother did, his fucking fault.
You treat them like a family member. And if my brother is going to call me at 2 o'clock on a Friday night, I'm going to take the call. And James Bulger is no different than any other client that Jay and I had ever represented. And no different than a family member once you represent him.
He's 83.
Yeah, but Scott, before I go, Scott, did you hear what he just said? You know, Karen can't take a call from her mom at 1 or 2 or 3. It's weird. She's 40, Scott. How dare she? But listen to what this fucking meat job does.
Member. You treat them like a family member. And if my brother is going to call me at 2 o'clock on a Friday night, I'm going to take the call. And James
guilty.
Bulger is no different than any other client that Jay and I had ever represented, and no different than a family member once you represent him.
He's 83. Was he completely cogent, lucid? Did he show any signs of illness or?
None. Yeah, he's a captivating speaker. I think he would be absolutely mesmerizing to a jury. And if he does at some point have an interview, I won't need to speak for him. He can speak for himself. But at 83 years old, he's equally, if not more, competent to speak on his behalf than I ever would be.
84 next month. All right, Hank Brennan, thank you so much for coming.
Thanks for having me.
It's been a crazy couple months for you.
Pleasure.
All right, well, one person who took solid.
We are listening to live testimony in the stand.